right, guys, it's about that time. We have 5 companies to break down, all of which reported earnings today, from Netflix to Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, and 2 other ones we're going to break down. And, of course, we're going to go over the indexes, which today was a day where the indexes pretty much went all over the place. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and, guys, follow me on X at Stas Talk Stocks, link down below. You might as well do that. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video and kind of go rapid fire through these stocks here, guys. And by the way, the indexes today, like I said, we're all over the place. Russell down 0.4%, NASDAQ up 0.4%, Dow down 0.25%, as the S&P went up 0.25% pretty much, and we had the VIX down about 5% on the day, as the metals actually went up 0.4% for gold, silver up 1.2%. So yeah, pretty much everything went all over the place today. And like I said, we had a bunch of earnings, and most notably, the one that I want to talk about first here, guys, is Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX, which, guys, is completely breaking out right now. We can see the ascending triangle that we talked about a couple of videos ago. That's playing out. We're taking out the $490, $500 level of resistance from the last couple of months, which, you guessed it, we've talked about that as well. And now Netflix is not quite yet at all-time highs, but we are breaking out towards all-time highs, right? After the bell here, which we hit $700 back in 2021. Obviously, we still have $170 per share to go. But man, we were struggling at that $490, $500 level of resistance for months, and it's really great to see Netflix finally get out of there, at least as of now, right, guys? So the company reported earnings today after the bell, and it looks like they ended up doing revenue of, let's see here, guys. We have a lot of lines here, so I'm trying to find it. Where the heck is it? Looks like they did EPS, we'll start there, of 2.11, so adjusted EPS of $2.11. In other words, on revenue, where the heck's the revenue number here, guys? $8.83 billion, so $8.83 billion revenue on 211 EPS. And when it comes to their next quarter, Q1, right now, they see Q1 revenue of $9.24 billion, which I believe was a little bit under the estimate. I believe the estimate was, let's see, $9.3 billion. Either way, for the next quarter, it's still better than what they just reported for Q4. And EPS for Q1, they see $4.49 versus $4.10. That was projected. So guidance, guys, is pretty good here for Netflix. Q4 total global streaming paid memberships, 260 million. And it looks like here global streaming paid net additions, 13.1 million. So they did add about 13.1 million in the fourth quarter globally, which is good. So they're still growing that subscriber base. And it looks like here Netflix increased their 2024 operating margin forecast from 22 to 23%, now to 24%. Not too bad there, guys, if you ask me. So really, the reason why we're seeing a big spike, in my opinion, is the fact that net additions beat 13.1 million versus, I think, 8 million net additions for global streaming subscribers. That was expected, so that beat. EPS for the next quarter beat as well for guidance. Revenue is pretty good as well. So yeah, Netflix, guys, keep your eyes on it. Completely breaking out here. We have an ascending triangle. That played out, and now we are a bit overbought. Personally, I wouldn't FOMO into it here. But man, if it pulls back, if we see any sign of weakness, Netflix could really be one worth watching. So NFLX headline numbers looking pretty good there, and maybe we'll dive deeper into it in another video. But for now, that's it for Netflix. J&J also reported today. Their stock went down 1.6% on the day. It looks like they ended up reporting 224 or 229, in adjusted EPS, which beat the 228 expected. And they also beat on sales, $21.39 billion versus $20.99 billion expected. So they beat EPS and they beat on revenue, and they reconfirm They reconfirmed their guidance for 2024 with operating sales growth of 5 to 6%, and they see 2024 estimated reported sales of $87.8 to $88.6 billion. I'm not too sure what the estimate is on that or what the analysts thought, but either way, J&J stock, guys, sold off a bit today, 1.6%, and right now we're right by the 180 SMA. On this 4-hour chart, we're actually holding above it as of this morning. So we'll see if buyers do come in to maybe see a bit of a relief rally off that moving average. So that's J&J. We also had LMT report, whose stock went down over 4%. This is Lockheed Martin. So they ended up doing, it looks like, Q4 sales of $18.9 billion on adjusted EPS of $7.90. And it looks like they see full year 24 free cash flow of $6 to $6.3 billion. And it looks like here their Q4 backlog was about $160 billion. Let's see here, guys. They see full year sales of $68.5 to $70 billion. Maybe not as good as expected. I'm not sure. But either way, the stock is down over 4% on the day. It is collapsing under the 50 and the 180 moving averages here on the 4-hour chart, which it's looking like a falling knife, guys. Let's see if we get some sort of recovery on LMT. We also had Verizon this morning. VZ is the ticker, whose stock hit a fresh high on the 4-hour chart. In other words, we're at a multi-month high on Verizon, up over 6.5% on the day, which is a pretty big move. If you guys ask me, $2.60 here on the day. So let's see what they did EPS revenue-wise. Looks like revenue came in at $35.1 billion, which beat the $34.6 billion expected. And they see 2024 total wireless service growth of 2 to 3.5%, with 2024 adjusted EPS projected at $4.50 to $4.70 versus $4.59 expected. Pretty good guidance there for Verizon. So yeah, upbeat earnings, solid guidance, and again, the stock's now breaking out to multi-month highs and probably a year high here. Let's pull up the yearly chart on Verizon. Yeah, we just hit a fresh 1-year high on Verizon, and like Netflix, guys, this is slightly overbought, so I'm not going to FOMO into it, but if we do get some sort of meaningful pullback, it's going to be one that I'm watching here moving forward. So the last stock for today, and by the way, guys, if you made it till the end, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I think 50% of you guys watch the videos, which I appreciate you doing, but you're not subscribing. If that's you, you're not subscribing, you're watching the videos, make sure to subscribe. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs this year, and without you, man, that would not be possible. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. So Procter & Gamble, they reported earnings this morning, and their stock ended up going up over 4% on the day on adjusted EPS of $1.84, which beat the $1.70 expected, and they missed on revenue, $21.44 billion versus $21.47 billion expected. So mixed bag earnings there for Procter, although their stock still went up, like I said, over 4%. Looks like they adjusted their full year 24 view of adjusted EPS to, let's see, 637 to 643. All right, not bad. Let's see here, guys. Anything else? Procter & Gamble reiterated full year 24 sales growth of 2 to 4% year over year versus $84.81 billion expected. Organic sales growth 4 to 5% year over year. Expects core sales or core EPS of 637 to 643 versus 641 expected. They actually upped that core EPS number from their previous expectation, which is good. So PG's now breaking out on this 4-hour chart. We're above the moving averages. We're actually taking out the highs with today's move from the end of November, early December. So yeah, man, let's see if we can start pushing the high 150s. Ultimately, if we break 160 on Procter & Gamble, that could be the breakout spot on the stock moving forward, where more upside could be right around the corner. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and get your up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, guys. Very important. Once you fund your account with at least $100, using that link down below, you get 5 stocks, and fund your account with at least $1,000. On top of those 5 stocks, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks, each up to $2,000, guys. So get on it. It's a no-brainer. Use that link down below, or again, go to StockSurfS.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.